Do you consider yourself to be a more spontaneous person? Somebody that kind of just goes with the flow and see what the day brings? Or do you like to have a plan written down for the day, things that you want to accomplish, a list of things to do, and then you can cross that list off at the end of the day? Such a feeling of accomplishment. I definitely fall into that category. It's feeding time in my house, so they're getting a little restless. Hi, my name is K.A. Bloch, and I'm the award-winning poet and author of 4 books that consist of poetry and prose. My channel is called The Practical Poet. And I also have a blog of the same name at thepracticalpoet.com/blog. On my blog, I feature different poetry readings from one of my 4 books or even some new material. And I also tell a little bit of the backstory. So it's some storytelling through poetry. The poem that I'm talking about today comes from my second book called Scatter Seeds of Kindness. And this is a poem called Let Life Unfold. And this is about just embracing a little bit of spontaneity, a little impulsiveness. When we're little kids, from the time that we're little, we are ingrained with a schedule, a routine, a time to be up in the morning, a time to be at school, a time for recess. Our whole day is divided into these little chunks, and that becomes ingrained in us as we grow. But that doesn't mean we have to stay that way. We can break free from that mold. We can become a little bit more spontaneous and impulsive whenever we have the opportunity. And, we don't have to be super rigid with our day. We can, just let life unfold. So what I'd like to do for you now is read an excerpt from the poem, Let Life Unfold, a couple of verses. And if you're interested in reading the whole poem, you can head over to my blog at thepracticalpoet.com/blog. And then you would look for the poem, Let Life Unfold. So here is a couple of verses of that poem. From the time that we are little tots, we learn the golden rule. Conformity and routine were other things we learned in school. As we grow up and start to form a life to call our own, the structure and the rules we learned stick with us to the bone. We lose some of the playfulness and spontaneity. We start to live by calendars that tell us where to be. Maybe we should take a break from doing what we're told, grab back some impulsiveness, and just let life unfold. So that was an excerpt, a couple of verses from the poem Let Life Unfold from Scatter Seeds of Kindness. The full poem can be read on my blog at thepracticalpoet.com/blog, and then look for the poem Let Life Unfold. There's a little bit of the backstory as well as how the poem originated. Sometimes my random thoughts I add in there as well. So a little storytelling through poetry. I hope to see you there. Thanks so much. Bye.